Welcome back again with King Family to another F1 Manager 2022 video, and here we are for our Italian Grand Prix. As you can see, Mercedes is right behind Ferrari there in the Constructors' Championships, while in the Drivers' Championships, Lewis Hamilton has a comfortable lead going in. Alright, so we're going to be jumping into our Italian Grand Prix here to see what we could do from here. All right, let's jump on into free practice. Remember to smash that like button if you haven't done so already, and remember to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Let's jump on into it.
Ferrari, but who will take home the points this weekend? Let's find out as we get started with the Italian Grand Prix. Monza, a centurion among circuits, dripping with motorsport history. Expect to see cars fly by as 80% of the track is tackled at full throttle. It's not all go, however, and brakes can be prone to overheating through the tight chicanes that Monza has to offer. This is it. We're down to the last few races of the season, and it's time for that final push. Who will be crowned champion at the end of it all? We'll find out soon enough. There's nothing like a race weekend in Formula One.
All right, so that was the introduction to the Italian Grand Prix. We're going to be jumping into our free practice here. Make sure you check out our video on free practice, how to master free practice, so you know how to get the most out of your free practice sessions. And we're going to be jumping into horse. For the sake of the video, we're going to be jumping through it so we don't take up too much time. All right, so let's jump on straight into this one. Alright guys, there we go for our free practice run. Our results are at the end, but time is not what matters in free practice. This is what matters. So we got set up for Lewis Hamilton at 89. I think there is another setup there that I found that was 91, so I'll be moving him up to that 91 setup. 73 actualization because of the rookie driver. We gave him a spot. George Russell 197 for his setup. So we're looking good to jump on into qualifying. So let's go and do that. If you have not seen our qualifying video, make sure you check that out so you know exactly what to do in your qualifying session so you can get the most out of your qualifying session. All right, so let's go for our qualifying session here. So here we go for our qualifying event. Lewis Hamilton P6, George Russell P7. We're just a little bit off the pace of the front runners. We need to bring some more upgrades. All right, anyways, that's going to be it for our qualifying session. P6, P7 is where we're starting. Let's jump on into the race.
It's race day with the teams and drivers ready and raring to go.
We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. Ferrari performed brilliantly during qualifying and will be very pleased with their grid positions. But the challenge for them will be to keep the momentum going during the race. And the race will be taking place under blue skies. That means the teams should be able to apply their strategies without any added complications.
Well, one thing we do know, this race is going to be fast, and Monza is ready for it.
All right, guys, so here are our strategy for the Italian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton, we're going soft to medium. George Russell, we're going medium to softs. And let's go see what we could do for the Italian Grand Prix.
As the sun continues to shine, it seems like nothing can dampen the mood of excitement here at the track. And here, we've got Lewis Hamilton. Not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners. And here we can see Russell. They're in the front half of the pack, so there's plenty of potential for them. The race start is mere seconds away. Here we are at the oldest circuit in Europe. For this, the Italian Grand Prix. And it's
lights out.
And away we go.
All right, so Hamilton on the softs. He's starting up front in front of Russell. Hamilton already making a move down on Verstappen here for P4. Nice drive from Hamilton there. Good start. Russell holding P6. So good start from Lewis Hamilton here. So he's going to be moving on to Perez. Let me see the tires of the front runners. All right, so soft. Perez, Verstappen, Russell on medium, so they're going to be going long. However, Hamilton on his shorts, on his softs, will be going short, then going long on those mediums. All right, so the race has started beautifully here. Let's watch this DRS time, as we don't want to drop out of DRS with none of our drivers. So we want both drivers to be within DRS on the front runners. You see Leclerc looking to pull away from Perez here, but Perez still has DRS on him. So we have two laps to go, and then DRS will be enabled. And then we could start to see our drivers push. George Russell weaving out of that dirty air from behind Max Verstappen, looking if he could go down the inside. Looking good here. Russell is right now hype, coming off his win off the last race. Let's see if you want to go down the inside. Lewis Hamilton all over the back of Pierre Gasly, as Gasly's all over the back of Sergio Perez. Alright, looking good, we're looking good. We're just going to keep that ERS to neutral. And then we're going to push at the DRS lap, which is the end of lap 2 here. So our first DRS straight should be around here. Let's go car side. Yep, so this is going to be our first DRS straight after we exit. So what we're going to do on the upcoming corner, we're going to go overtake with both our drivers right after this corner. So we're going to go overtake right here and overtake right here,
overtake press,
so we could get a beautiful push towards our DRS.
Overtake. Copy.
Here comes that pull. George Russell
doing a very good job
behind Lewis Hamilton. So Russell got Verstappen as well.
DRS has been enabled.
All right, DRS enabled. So we want Russell to pull along and catch up to Lewis. So we want him to be within DRS on Lewis. So we're going to keep that overtake on. And let's go push for Russell here.
Such an awesome job, mate.
So he can close down Lewis Hamilton, pick up to P3.
Let's lift and coast.
All right, so nice. Russell, let's cut him back down since he's now within DRS. Let's watch that move from Lewis Hamilton on Gasly. Round the outside. Beautiful drive there. Taking all of that for himself. Beautiful drive there.
Gaining a position there. They make it look so easy.
Beautiful drive.
The driver's team there cheering them on.
All right. So we're going to be on our first DRS straight around here. Now Russell within DRS. Both drivers, we still have that overtake on. And then we're going to take our first and second DRS run, and then we're going to pull back from there. Here comes Lewis on Perez. Can he get him? Not today, says Sergio Perez. All right, so we don't want to run our DRS down to the ground, so we're going to kind of our ERS down to the ground, so we're going to kind of cut to harvest here because we're going to have DRS on the next straight. All right, so we'll harvest here. So on that next straight, when we do get our DRS on the main straight here, we should stick with them. There goes the line. Where's that DRS?
Easily the fastest there.
Oh, there it is. There it is. line as we continue to harvest. Good. All right, and we also see George Russell pulling away from Verstappen. So Verstappen does not have DRS on Russell. So that's a pretty good run. Now we're going to harvest around this side, and then we're going to go to the next DRS portion. We're going to go back to neutral with our drivers as Verstappen now catch back in DRS zone on Perez, on Russell. Let's cut now up to neutral.
Okay.
As our drivers have saved a little to keep them comfortable in their spots, and we're now going to be in DRS on Perez as he tries to attack Leclerc for the lead. So we're going to close down that gap on him there. You see the tires. All right, looking good. 93% on Russell's medium, and Hamilton is at 89% on his softs, while the rest softs are way down. All right, so Hamilton is cruising with his softs. He's not burning them down too much, so he's right on his tire deck. So I guess we're going along with our softs for Lewis Hamilton because we're going about 21 laps on these softs, while the rest of them should go to pit earlier on their softs. So we'll just let Hamilton continue to use DRS and stick and hold his position as Russell sticks and hold his position as well. All right, looking good, looking good. Looking good. Both drivers within DRS, managing our tires beautifully here. Sticking with these guys. Now I want to cut down to harvest again. Not just yet. Right, there goes. Oh, Perez got the lead, but then Leclerc retook the position with DRS. It's a jam. I want to do some harvesting on the battery here, but we're going to time it just right so we get it done just in the right moment. We don't want to do it too early, and then we're out of battery. Our car slows down too much. As Gasly now attempting to go around Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton defending with his DRS beautifully there. And that's where we're going to cut it down to harvest with both our drivers. And we're going to try and go stick with them here to the next DRS segment. Then we'll cut it back up to normal. All right, so we're within the train. We're not dropping off. And that's exactly what we want. We just don't want to drop off that train. All right, so now we're going to cut it back up to normal.
Stop and charge.
As we will have DRS after this corner. Down this back straight. Closing down any gap that was created. And we've saved a little ERS as well, so we're gonna just tighten up that gap, and then we'll go back to trying to save some ERS. Nice little breaking of the toe there from Hamilton on Verstappen, on Gasly behind. And here comes Leclerc and Perez again battling it out. Hamilton now right on Perez, swinging to the outside. Can he go all the way with neutral? Gasly coming up on Hamilton here. Is he going to take the position from Lewis? Lewis around the outside and gets the inside line. Better line than Gasly. Great drive there from Lewis to hold his position. As Pierre Gasly tries again, so we won't be able to cut down to conserve here. But we did save a good amount of our ERS. As you can see, we're now up to 59 and 68% respectively. And we kind of want to pull it back up so we can do some deployment and some overtaking with said ERS. Alright, so we're gonna let them just boost on normal here for now. Hold their positions. As they're putting up a good drive, pretty good drive here. And we're about, ooh, beautiful drive from both our drivers here, sticking with them. Verstappen right on the back of Russell with that train. What a beautiful train right there. What a beautiful train. That's why I want to charge my battery a little. So we're going to charge our battery right when the DRS bars goes down to 0. There it is. We're going to charge and charge there as our driver has DRS, and they'll defend their position. Good try from Verstappen here to go on Russell, but good clean defending from George Russell there to close the gap. Verstappen even dropped back behind Sainz with that gap that closed. Russell just slammed the door on him, so he had to break up. All right, so now we're gonna cut back to neutral.
So no need to charge the pack.
All right, so we got a nice little bit amount of charge. And we're back up on neutral, and we're just gonna let them use DRS again to secure their positions. And we have a lot of fuel saved up here. We're gonna use that extra fuel at a later point. Not gonna use it right now. Signs all over Russell. See what tire signs are on. Gasly on soft, signs are on medium as well as Russell. Leclerc, Hamilton on softs with Gasly on softs as well. And this race is nice and tight. Nobody's pulling away too much from anyone. It's nice and tight. And here comes the attempts with DRS. Russell has the outside. Oh man, Russell had to slam on his brakes there to get back it so he didn't slam into the back of Gasly, as Gasly slammed on his brakes there. I don't know why he slammed on his brakes, but Russell had to slam on his brakes. And that was some dangerous driving. We should be able to complain to the FIA about the bad driving when we see it. That was some dangerous driving there from Gasly. We should be able to complain to the FIA when we see bad driving. Alright, DRS Lewis Hamilton. 10 laps to his pit window, 75% of tires, 19 laps to Russell's pit window. So with 5 laps to go, we're gonna put Hamilton on full blast, so he burns his tires to pit. And he's all over Perez, as Perez is trying to get around Leclerc here. He should get around him with DRS here, and we should slipstream behind Perez and also get the position. We should be slipstreaming behind Perez. Gasly trying to go around the outside on Lewis Hamilton. Gets locked out. Come on. He got the position. He got him. Good drive from Pierre Gasly there. He got him. He got that outside line and just closed it back down on Lewis there. So great drive. There, we saw it. Alright, so we now have to use our DRS and get our drivers back up into the fight. Nice and tight. Alright, so our ERS is looking good. We want to do one more stint of conserve of harvest to bring it back up, and then we're going to do a push stint to retake some positions. Alright, so after this DRS zone, we want to cut down to harvest. George Russell around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. He's trying. Alright, so we should have DRS now. Yeah, we can't harvest or ERS here because Hamilton is like 7 seconds off. Why is Hamilton slowing down? I don't know what's wrong with Lewis. He's basically slowing down here. It looks like he's basically slowing down. And he has the fresher softs on the track. So I don't know. Alright, so he's back on Gasly here. Alright, we're gonna make an attempt on Gasly right here. Let's go overtake with Lewis.
Press. Overtake press.
Let's make an attempt on Gasly here. Harvest. And then we want to go back to overtake.
Press. Overtake. Understood.
So he should get a nice clean exit. As you can see, that bar is filled up. And we can cut it down to harvest back now. He's on the outside line. He fell back in. Gasly's protecting that outside line. Alright, so we'll harvest a bit here with Lewis. Here comes Russell, catching up. Gaining. Trying to go around. And we'll just cut back up to neutral now on Lewis. So he gets a nice exit going into his DRS straight. Alright, so for the sake of the video and time, we're gonna speed up a few laps here and we'll come back to you in a few laps. Oh, a crash in sector 2. Who crashed? Yellow flags. Who crashed?
Yellow.
Stroll sprung. Let's take a look at that.
It's Lance Stroll.
Ooh.
They lose it there.
Oh
That's the
man.
spin.
Yep, that was a crazy spin. So we're gonna speed it up a bit and save some time as our drivers do their thing and stick with these front runners until we can get our pit window. So it seems like Carlos Sainz went to pit. Nope, he just dropped way back. I don't know, it looks like he spun out. I didn't get to see because I was speeding it up, but it looks like Carlos Sainz spun out and dropped way back there. And now we see Gasly losing DRS to Perez, while Lewis Hamilton now all over him. But we don't want to go past just yet, Lewis. We're gonna cut Lewis now up to overtake, so he gets DRS on Gasly and try and see if he can close down that gap. We're about 5 laps to his pit window, so we want to close that gap to the next DRS zone so he can get back DRS. So we're going to cut him up to attack on those tires and see if we can close down that gap. And we want to go to push as well.
And think about left lifting coast.
Alright, so he's not getting it at all, so we won't have DRS here. And Gasly and Russell will have DRS on us. Go to the outside, Lewis. Go to the outside. Alright, Lewis did not defend around the outside, so Gasly is going to definitely take that position. No way Lewis is going to keep that position there. Alright, he got a good exit. So we'll keep him pushing
Charge that pack.
and see if he can catch up to Leclerc as we harvest around here. If he can close down, just 1 second off. Cut up that to neutral now.
So stop and charge.
Let's see if he can close down. Sector 2, yellow flag. Come on, close it down. 700s. Come on, get in there.
Who's
There we
running
go.
wide there.
There we go. We got in there. Carlos Sainz running wide
Let's have a
again.
look.
Let's watch
Let's
that.
have another look. Science is the focus here. They're forced
Ah, he
wide,
run wide,
there
and then
we
he
can
just
see
slammed
them
back
slide
onto the
off.
track in front of Verstappen there. Insane. All right, so we did get DRS. So we're gonna cut back our tires to standard and our fuel to balance, as we did close that gap. But we're pulling away. Do we want to do that though? We're pulling away. So let's go back to aggressive and pull away on Gasly here, so he does not have DRS on us.
You can do this.
Let's push, but Russell will have DRS on him. Alright, so he got it around the corner. We're gonna cut back to harvest here on our battery. Fastest lap going to Lewis there, and we're going all the way around the outside, so we're gonna go straight down there into P2. Can go balance now, and then we could cool down those softs a little and go a bit aggressive.
Well done.
All right, so 52% is tires. Russell also picked up on Gasly there with DRS. Beautiful drive from George to pick up Gasly. Nice before that corner.
Moving up a position in the pack.
So him and Gasly is going to be battling it out. Russell and Gasly are going to be battling it out there for DRS. Oh, they're within Perez. They're within Perez. All right. So they're within Perez. So Hamilton, 2 laps to his pit window. We can go now attack on those tires. So we get DRS on Leclerc here. Russell right behind Perez, doing his thing. Going very long is George Russell. And we're 2 laps to our pit window with Lewis Hamilton. We'll be going to pit at lap 21. So we're going to burn these tires straight into pit with Lewis Hamilton. We're still harvesting and doing good. We want to try and see if we could get this bar to full up, because we're now going attack. We can harvest, and we should have DRS. There it goes, wing wide open. Leclerc defending the outside. They're gonna keep harvesting. Leclerc holding the outside. We see Gasly now going into pit. What tires was Gasly on? Softs. All right, so that means Leclerc is going to be going to pit pretty soon. So we just want Lewis now to get around him and go set free, basically. So we'll keep harvesting and keep him hard on those tires for now. We have DRS right around here. That rear wing should go wide open. There it is. Hear that engine purr as we close down on Leclerc. I think he's going to go to pit this lap. I strongly believe he's going to pit this lap. I strongly believe he's going to go to pit this lap. We don't want to pass him just yet, Lewis. Yeah, stick with him. Don't pass him just yet. We've gone for the inside. Great drive from Lewis to hold that inside line. Will Leclerc pull into the pits? Let's see. Yes, he does. We should still have DRS though. Yep, there is our DRS. And we're now going to cut Lewis up to neutral. And we're going to now go push as Perez coming all the way around on the outside. Will he get the position from Lewis? Not today, says Lewis Hamilton. Not today. We're going to be pushing now Hamilton into lap 21. We're going to burn these softs into lap 21 as Russell continue to cruise, maintaining his tires. 65 to 64 to Perez, 63 to Sainz, who has passed Verstappen, but he's still 2 seconds behind the leaders. So we're gonna let Hamilton go. What I can do also is I could try to get Sainz lock up. Somebody locked up. I could try to get Russell to overtake Sainz here as
I think there's
well.
been a lockup.
To overtake Perez, I should say. Let's see if we can get George Russell here to overtake Perez,
Overtake will be
and then we'll use him to hold up Perez while Hamilton go along. All right, let's see. Look at that ERS. Entire battery pack is used up here from George Russell. We're gonna run out. He's right on the edge of running out. It's filled. He's giving it everything. And we can't catch that Red Bull. Man, it's fast. Man, that's Red Bull's is fast. Red Bull is super fast, man. There we go. Down the inside. Will Russell get a good exit? No, he's on Harvest. He's not going to get a great exit. Alright, so we'll harvest for now with George Russell. We're not going to get it exactly how we want it, but we'll keep pushing with Lewis as Russell harvests back up his battery. Alright, we're going to cut now Russell up to neutral right about here.
No need to charge. Copy.
And we're going to let Lewis keep going. He's pulling away. He's putting really good pressure on Perez to maintain his lead, Lewis Hamilton. Doing a pretty good job. Here comes Perez. Not today, says Lewis. Closing that corner. Slamming the door into Perez's face. As we run these tires. 3 seconds from Sainz. Run them to our pit window. If we go in now, we're out in P10. But never trust that prediction. we've proved that over and over not to trust that prediction bar. Lewis Hamilton defending the outside line. Alright, so his fuel is now down, so we gotta cut back that down to balance.
And think about increasing the lift and coast just a little.
As Perez is all over him right now. In his fresh is good percentage mediums while we're on those worn down softs. Alright, so our job is to come out in front of Leclerc is what we want to do. Once we go to pit here, we want to come out in front of Leclerc. Let's see, leader to Leclerc is 25 laps, 25 seconds. 25 seconds leader to Leclerc. So let's keep Hamilton going. Let's keep Hamilton going. We're going to cut him up to push here for his final lap. And we're going to go to deploy on his ERS. So he puts in the fastest lap he can possibly put in here back to pit. As George Russell is all over Perez. Alright, so Hamilton for his final lap to pit. There we go. Nice exit from Russell. Here comes now Lewis Hamilton for his final lap to pit. And we're going to put in our go to pit orders here. And we're bringing him back for mediums to the end. There we go.
Box.
25 seconds. 24 seconds now to Leclerc. Leclerc has eked out a little bit of time on us there. But we have Lewis on deploy. So he should get some crazy fast exits off these corners. Crazy fast exits off these corners is what Lewis Hamilton should be getting. As he uses up all of his battery to pull away from Perez. Alright. Leader 25 seconds now away from Sainz. From Leclerc, I should say. So we're doing good with Lewis here. Flying DRS is what's keeping drivers like Perez and Russell behind him. Because he's flying. He's flying, guys. Alright, so it's up to our pit crew now to make this pit stop possible. As Lewis will be going in right about now. George Russell is now set free to go after Perez. 6 laps to his pit window. And we're going to let him burn down his tires to that pit window. So let's cut him up a little aggressive. Let him take his time and bring up those tires.
Right, push hard now.
Lewis in the pits. He's on his exit. 2.8 second was the pit stop. Will Lewis Hamilton make it? Will Lewis make it? Come on, Lewis. P7. Come on, get out there. Get out there. Yes, we did make it. Lewis Hamilton, great pit stop. So we are out in P7. We're going to cut those tires down to standard. And then we're going to cut the fuel down to balance. Then we're going to cut to neutral. And we're 2 seconds
Sounds like someone's locked up.
in front of Leclerc. All right, 2 seconds in front of Leclerc.
You broke your game here. Well done.
All right, Russell overtook Perez. All right, so we're gonna let Russell now burn his tires now on aggressive.
Okay.
As Lewis is holding in front of
Everything you got.
Leclerc. All right, so it's just a matter now of Lewis Hamilton making up some of this time. Let's see that tires. Yep, we're just warming them up for a few laps. And then we're gonna cut them up to aggressive as George Russell brings everything. Perez has gone to pit. We see Perez going to pit there. Did he, or did he drop back? He basically dropped back. So Russell is all to himself. Nobody behind him with DRS. So we're gonna push Russell here for
Reduce
a few laps to his pit window. All right, Lewis Hamilton now out of ERS. We'll cut him down to
just charge that pack.
charge.
Understood.
And then we're gonna cut him up to aggressive
And we'll
since
push.
we're charging. Because we want Lewis to cut down. That 18 seconds is what we want Lewis to cut down. All right, so it roughly took us a 20-second lead. It's the leaders to Lewis for Leclerc. Yeah, it basically took us a 20-second lead. As you can see, we are the only drivers with fresh tires. Lewis Hamilton in front. All these other cars are gonna have to go to pit. So we want Russell to burn as much as he can, create as much distance as he possibly can into his pit window, and then Lewis to eat down as much distance as he possibly can to Russell's pit window. Alright, we're gonna cut Lewis now up to neutral from there.
So no need to charge the pack.
That's a good amount of charging, as we want him to catch up. And Leclerc is almost within DRS on him, in which we don't really want that. Alright, Russell pushing. 3 laps to his pit window. 52% on tires. 52, everybody has 52, good. Verstappen behind George Russell. Alright, Lewis eating down that time, that's what we want to see. There is Leclerc. Just a stone throw away from DRS is Leclerc. So if Lewis just make one mistake, Leclerc is on him. Just one mistake and Leclerc is within DRS, Lewis. Come on, push, man, push. Keep him out of DRS. Push, Lewis, push. Alright, so Lewis is doing an okay job with his tires. And Russell is doing a okay job as well. So we'll keep Lewis on aggressive and let him drive as we burn down these tires. 2 laps to his pit window, George Russell. And as you can see, Russell is still not setting the fastest lap or anything. Somebody crashed out there.
I think we've had a car run
Latifi running wide. Alright, that's alright. So we can't drop pace on George Russell as Sainz is burning to catch up. Wait, where did our 3 seconds go? How did Sainz catch back up to Russell? We just had like 3 seconds on him. How did he catch up? Oh, wait, I think, oh, that's the leader. It is. So how did he catch up? I don't know, but Sainz made a crazy catch-up jump a while ago to our Russell, who is sending it. Hamilton now 17 seconds. So any car goes to pit right now. If a car goes to pit right now in the lead, any one of the lead cars decide to go to pit right now, Lewis Hamilton will be all over them. And that would be like good for us. If we could keep Russell out until like all of these cars go to pit, then we could use Lewis Hamilton to basically slow down the pack, so Russell can get a few extra seconds in there and pick up a spot. Right? Yeah, that's a great idea. So we're gonna just burn him into his pit window, George Russell. We're just gonna let him run into his pit window. Leclerc is still 1 second behind Hamilton. Hamilton gaining on Norris, who seems to, oh, he has DRS, that's why. So each time Hamilton gains, he gets into the DRS zone and pulls back away on time. Right, so 1.5 seconds is George Russell. Don't think he made any mistakes, so I don't know what happened, why his 3 seconds was erased. But we're gonna keep pushing him. And we want to watch those tires. And we want to see if Perez, Tsunoda, Sainz, and Verstappen goes into pit. Nope. None of them went to pit, and we're within now our pit window on George Russell. Copy that, and we have a few more laps to go to our pit lap. At lap 31 is where we're going to be going to pit. So we're going to just let Russell keep burning down to lap 31. Alright. Alright, so since we see that the fuel is doing so good for Russell while he's pushing, we're gonna save and time that fuel with Lewis Hamilton, and then we're gonna be deploying that extra fuel right after lap 30 is where we're gonna deploy that extra fuel off of Lewis and let him go push like Russell is. Alright, so we still want to watch those sector times. 1.7 off his Sainz. We still want to watch that. Lewis Hamilton now gaining, but DRS just pulled Norris back. But he's coming. He's coming, and Leclerc is following him really tight. Alright, so we want to see which one of them is going to go to pit first, is what we want to see. None of them are pulling the trigger and going to pit. Oh man, lap 31 is where we're gonna go in. We're just gonna go in at lap 31. If they catch up, if they don't go to pit, that's fine. Lap 31 is where we're going in. So the next lap, next 2 laps is where we're going in with Russell. All right. He's on neutral on his ERS. And you see that fuel is looking good for Russell. So with that information, we can also manage the fuel on Lewis Hamilton. Alright, so 2 laps to Russell's pit window. Lap 30 is where we're going to start to push Lewis Hamilton on that fuel. He's doing a pretty good job to hold off Leclerc and picking up on Norris as well. So he's doing a pretty good job. You see the leader, 23 seconds is Lewis to the leader off Russell. Here comes George Russell. He's firing it now. firing it. He's catching up to a back marker, so he will have DRS pretty soon here. Oh, Sainz and Verstappen in the pits. Sainz and Verstappen in the pits. We're gonna push Lewis Hamilton
And
here.
left lifting coast.
Sainz and Verstappen in the pits. All right. So lap 30, Sainz and Verstappen decides to pull it. Let's see if Lewis can catch them before they exit. Let's watch. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Great stop. Leclerc also will catch them. All right, so there we go. And Leclerc got a huge slowdown by Max Verstappen there. All right, so Verstappen will not have DRS. However, Leclerc will have DRS on Verstappen. Sainz will not have DRS. And we start to push now Lewis. All right, so let's see who else. Yuki Tsunoda, Perez, and Lando Norris. Hamilton has a good lead on them, so we don't really need to use him to hold them up. As he's gaining on Norris. All right, so for our final stint into our pit window with Russell catching up to Latifi. All right, we're gonna box him now. Let's put in our go to pit orders, and we're coming back for a fresh pair of softs to go to finish.
So box.
All right, so Perez, Tsunoda, Norris in the pits. So Hamilton should catch them. And then we'll go to pit with Russell. So this is looking good. It's looking good here. Let's see if Hamilton catches up to all those guys. Perez on the exit now. Lewis Hamilton should get them though. And we're just going to cut Hamilton to standard. Cut him to standard here. And he has a nice lead. He has a nice little lead on them. He has a nice lead on them. So now George Russell firing it up. We're gonna go overtake. Press on Russell. He should have DRS down here.
So you have overtake.
23 seconds. Where is that DRS? He should have been getting DRS there. Behind this car. I guess he's not within that 1 second. 23. It is. Leader 26 seconds to Leclerc. So let's see if Russell can go in and come back out before those guys catch up. Let's see. Here it is, guys. The moment of truth. Will George Russell come back out in front of these guys? The moment of truth. The moment we've all been waiting for. Let's see. Let's see. George Russell in the pit. Let's go, pit crew. Let's go. 2.8. 2.802, and he's on his way out. He's on his way out. Here comes Lewis Hamilton as Russell is on his way out. Looks like he's going to get out even in front of Lewis Hamilton here. Here comes Lewis. There we go, George Russell. Beautiful drive from Russell here. Excellent drive from Russell. We're going to cut him down to neutral and balance. And we're going to cut him up to neutral right there. So beautiful drive from both our drivers. Russell came back out in the lead. Man, what a drive that was from George Russell. In the lead as he's now going to be going to the finish on those tires. All right, so Hamilton, we could just keep Hamilton on cruise right now. We'll keep both our drivers on cruise for right now. And we're just going to use some speed for the sake of the video to speed it up a bit and get some of that time for the video. All right, so let's speed it up a bit. Hamilton right on him. He's not really off him. He's right there, 1.694 seconds on him, while Sainz 3 seconds behind. So hopefully both our drivers just continue to press and keep the race at a good pace. As we warm up the tires with George Russell, we could go aggressive with these tires, and that should keep him way into his lead and bring him on home, as he's right on the ERS button there. He's right on the ERS button with neutral use. All right, so we're not even going to try to harvest any ERS or anything with him. We're just going to let him continue to drive, and hopefully he does not get slowed up by any of these back markers in the corners, and he catches them right at the right spot. There we go. Move out the way so he can go by. Beautiful drive. And Hamilton right on the back marker as well. Hopefully he catch him at a good spot as well, so he could just go by without any problems. All right, so we see our strategy paying huge dividends for us here in this race as we continue to push. Leclerc now overtook Sainz sector 2. Somebody crashed out in sector 2. Let's take a look and then we'll speed it up.
I think someone's run wide.
Norris running wide.
Watch this. We're looking at Lando Norris.
Oh, just a small off there. Nothing big. Nothing major. All right, so let's add some speed. Hopefully we don't lose our positions as we add speed. If I see I'm losing my positions, I'll be unspeeding it up. All right, let's go. All right, so we see Carlos Sainz running wide. Just came back in and blocked Gasly there. But let's get back to speeding it up. Oh no, Russell running wide. Oh man, Russell locked up. He came back out in the lead though. Hamilton is now right on him. Russell locking up, man, while we had him on speed up. Let's watch it.
Now let's look at this. Here's George Russell. And yes,
oh man, he locked up. But he came back out in the lead though. So Hamilton is now on him. Let's see if Sainz and those guys are behind, still the time behind. If they caught up in this DRS train, and it's going to be a nightmare for us. All right, so they have not caught up. They have not caught up. They're still 1.3 seconds behind, and Hamilton and Russell will now be able to trade DRS. Lewis Hamilton versus in the lead, but Hamilton and Russell will now be able to trade DRS for themselves, for each other. Yep, so they will both be able to trade the DRS as Leclerc is 1.4 seconds behind. I don't know what happened with George Russell, man. Each time he's in the lead of a race, something always happens. All right, so Russell will now have DRS on Hamilton. There we go. So he will be trailing down, extending that lead on Leclerc, who does not have any DRS. All right, and then both of them can just keep battling just like that and giving each other DRS, and that should push and pull them along. And we could now go push on fuel. 10 laps to go. Let's go both push on fuel. Our tire degs are right on the money, so we're good on tire degs. So we're gonna push both on fuel and just let them do their thing and pull each other away. All right, we're gonna add back a little speed to it for the sake of time on the video. So let's speed it back up. All right, so we just see George Russell retaking the lead and also getting the fastest lap. As you can see, we're now 2.7 seconds away, and both our drivers are just gonna use each other to pull back and forth, and may the winner wins. All right, we're not going to be using any team orders on any of them. We're just going to let them battle it out for the win. All right, guys, so we're up to lap 47, and we see Russell take back the lead from Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton take back the lead from Russell, and they're just trading places. But here comes George Russell gaining on Sebastian Vettel, I think this is. So if he gets DRS on Vettel, that will be even better for us, as both our drivers will be pulling along the straight. So no DRS for, yep, both drivers got DRS off Vettel there, and both drivers are pulling away here from Carlos Sainz and Leclerc, who are helping each other with DRS as well. As you can see, Verstappen is behind them, and they're both basically doing the same thing that Russell and Hamilton is doing here, DRS training each other. So let's speed it back up to the final laps. All right, guys, here we go for our final lap. George Russell in the lead. He's saying no grip. So what I'm going to do for Russell is I'm going to slow Lewis down, as Russell really deserves this win. I'm going to slow Lewis down here, and we're going to let George Russell take the win. He really deserves it. Though he locked up, He did an exceptional drive. And plus, I don't want to pay 2.8 million to Lewis Hamilton because he won. I don't want to give Lewis Hamilton 2.8 million because of him winning. So we're gonna let Russell win, and we're gonna slow Lewis Hamilton down. Let's tell Hamilton to slow down and harvest. Slow down and harvest, Hamilton. Yeah, slow down and harvest, Hamilton. Let Russell take the win. I don't want to give you 2.8 million. You're already in the lead of the Drivers' Championships. So it's all right. George Russell will take the win here. No ERS. Here we go. Beautiful race here for George Russell. Beautiful race from Lewis Hamilton as well. Awesome race from Mercedes here, guys. Awesome race. Our strategy prevailed here. Our team worked together and worked well together. And let's see Russell winning it.
There we have it. Russell finishes in first
Right
place.
there. There we go. Lewis Hamilton P2. We're going to be giving out 230,000 to George Russell for his bonus. And we'll save a good amount on Lewis' bonus there. He's already in the lead of the championship, so we don't really need to give him the win right there. So yes, well done. Well done. All right, let's speed it up a bit to the celebration.
We have checkered flag now.
All right, so here we go for our podium celebration. It would be nice to see both my drivers celebrating there. That would be really nice to see both drivers celebrating there. Though Russell spun out from the lead, it worked in our favor as Lewis Hamilton caught up to him, and they both were exchanging DRS back and forth. So yeah, definitely a great win for George Russell right there. All right, so Hamilton also on the podium. So 1-2 for us here. Awesome finish to the race, and we saved a good amount of money that we probably would have paid out if we had made Hamilton win, as Hamilton was going to be definitely taking the lead from George Russell if we didn't slow him down. But yeah, he's in the lead of the championships, and we saved back some money to spend elsewhere. All right, there we go. So beautiful race, and I think we outperformed the Ferraris now. Though they were second and third, they were third and fourth. We want to see if we're going to be in the lead of the Drivers' Championships.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
Yes, we took the lead. Marina Bay, next race, we took the lead. Great drive from Team Mercedes. Russell did such a beautiful drive. The pit crew did such a beautiful drive as well. Really great race there for us. Driver Championships, Lewis Hamilton still in the lead by 44 points, so that's awesome. And Constructors Championships, Mercedes now in the lead by only 5 points. So it's going to be a strong battle. It's not a take it all kind of thing. It's going to be a strong battle between Mercedes and Ferrari for the win, all right, of the championship. Lewis Hamilton gaining a development point. George Russell also gaining a development point. And our rookie driver did not gain any point, but he got the experience that he needs. And look at the payout screen. There we go. Only 230,000 we'll have to pay to George Russell. Great thing we did not let Lewis win, because we'll have to pay 2.8 million, 2.7 million to Lewis if he wins. So we prefer to pay 230,000 to George Russell, as Lewis is already in the lead of the championship, so that's not going to affect his championship score. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Use code word money saved down below to let me know that you made it to this portion of the video. Really appreciate you guys who watch the full videos, for all your support. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed to the channel for more F1 Manager 2022 content. As you know, we upload daily content. And yeah, that's basically going to be it. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. All good, guys. Bye.